If you're a listener of From the Mouths of Madness podcast, I can only assume that you're also a diehard fan of horror movies like myself. My name is Matt Balea, and I own a company called To Die For. We make custom horror-inspired designs for shirts and much more. From original to exclusive content, we can get you whatever it is your dark heart might desire. Check us out at www.todieforshop.com. That's the number 2, die, the number 4, shop.com. Enjoy the show.
The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the Mouths of Madness, I'm Lowdown. With me as always is
W Hunter. What's up, you eye glowing in the dark bitches?
Eye glowing
Yeah.
in the dark bitches. Oh yeah, the master of fucking the ghost scare, dude. Like,
is there somebody there? Well, there's 2 fucking glowing eyeballs.
Yeah, no shit. Fuck, man. Yeah, and tonight with us is Amy Bogarde back again. Fucking, you've gotten some fun episodes.
I have. I called dibs on this episode.
You did, because the other one was also Flanagan related. So
I know, and we kept getting off topic, and I was like, all right, I'm coming back.
I believe, that was the decree. We are going to do this episode. I shall be on it.
Yes.
That's when it happened. This episode's happening, and I am the guest.
Yep,
thank you.
Pretty much. Carved it in
You
stone.
didn't have to bring a flag with saying Flanagan on it and put it right in the middle of the table, though. God damn.
I was going to piss all over the table,
Yeah.
so you choose.
Dude, I'll take the
Spell it
flag.
out.
Yeah, flag it is.
That's an M and an F, all right?
For my motherfucking episode. That's what that stands for.
Fucking right. All right, folks. Tonight we're bringing you an episode all about the Flanaverse. Let's
Woo.
fucking go, man. I'm so glad that they Netflix coined that title.
Mm-hmm.
Good on them.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Like, I didn't hear it until I saw Netflix when they had all of Flanagan shit go Flanaverse. I mean, because there was a point when that started where he had even Absentia was back on there. Like, everything was on.
I didn't realize that was on there.
No, this was like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like when they so House of Usher obviously wasn't on there yet, or Midnight Club wasn't. They hadn't
They
come out
still
yet,
have
but
a pretty good majority
they
of his
do.
stuff.
They do, definitely. Yeah, they've
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of it's Netflix stuff.
Right.
He had
Yeah.
to deal with Netflix for a while, so
Yep.
But yeah, in lieu of this maestro's fucking birthday, the end of this month. Well, actually, I think it's the week this episode's coming out. We figured, fuck it, it's time to do it. Let's go. Let's
Happy birthday, King.
celebrate his birth. Celebrate his fucking everything he's accomplished in the horror world. Which I just realized it's been like 15 years. He's been giving us pretty much. I know there's disagreements on some movies, but what I think, there's not really a bad thing in the bunch that I can't watch.
Pretty much banger after banger.
Yeah, I mean, I know, we were talking outside of Sentia, you don't really care for that
I
much.
just didn't. I thought that the story was weak, and I feel like
yeah.
I have too high expectations. That couldn't be like the last thing I saw from him.
No, that was yeah.
So my expectations were through the roof, which was unfair.
Well, also, it's your fault it was the last thing because you didn't watch Hush. Boom.
Okay, I knew this was coming, and you know what? Fair enough.
Because if
Go
you would
ahead.
have a different tune if you'd have watched Hush before this episode.
Because it's bad?
Because it's that fucking good. It wouldn't have been the
really?
last thing you watched from
Oh,
him.
I see.
The last thing you watched from him would have been fucking
No, so
butter.
true. But I'm just saying, like, after you've watched all of everything
Yeah, I
else, you
know.
watch Absentia, and you're like, this is trash.
Yeah, and
Even
so
though it's really not that bad.
But I mean, it's low budget as fuck.
And it's
yeah.
a bit of a slow burn.
It is.
It's definitely,
Yes.
It is. But I mean,
But he's honing his skills, and that's
I
the thing.
know.
dude, I'm saying, like, when I watch it now, especially versus this is only the second time I've seen it, rewatching it for this episode, like, I see even more of the stuff that, like, everything he does now, folks, is everything he was doing then. He just now has budget and people around him that can help it with his vision or input on his vision to make it even better. Like, all the core shit is in that movie.
Right.
Everything he does and he is good at now is in that fucking movie. And that's, I think, why it's like, I still say in the list of things he's done, there's not anything bad.
Yeah.
There's better than others, but there's
Of
not
course,
bad.
yeah.
And the fact he just filmed it I feel like Damien Leone did the same thing with All Hallows Eve, filmed it in his own house, like the house scenes,
Yeah.
because essentially it was all in his house.
It's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah. But I think first we go around, get a little personal with it. What's everyone's favorite series and favorite movie? Because it's two different. He's done enough series where it's his own category now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's got like 6, right?
Yeah. 100%.
I always go first. Someone else go first.
I mean, we're doing series or movie first.
Let's just do series first.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay, I can go first because
you go first then, because there's two that are just fucking dueling it out for me.
Because my number one with a bullet, like I could even leave all of the movies. I love this one so much, is Midnight Mass. And I think that's where we were going last episode, where it was like, okay, you got to shut the fuck up about Midnight Mass. We're talking about Fall of the House of Usher. But Midnight Mass is, I feel like, the greatest season of television I've ever seen. Like for a one season situation, like it's so incredible. And yes, of course, I have lapsed Catholic shit that definitely leaned into that.
Yeah.
And kind of exposing the hypocrisy of the church is, very meaningful to me.
You're like,
yeah, pretty much.
Scream it.
I mean, yeah. And I feel like there's something for everybody. There's a hot priest if you need to get past that from your childhood. If you've got ACAB stuff, there's Raul Coley being like the hottest sheriff I've ever seen in my life.
And how cops should be. Where they're like actually having conversations and like, what really happened?
Right, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Midnight Mass is so important to me. I've watched it a few times at least, all the way through.
Yeah, and
it's so impressive.
Like, it's funny you mentioned the obviously the huge topics of obviously vampire, but Catholic Church, and then the whole other thing that engulfs it is the isolation aspect, because now they're forced to, they're face to face with it every night when that happens. They're face to face with the Monsignor, like people don't realize it's the same guy.
Right.
It's and so
how quickly like a cult can take over. And also, like, not to get too personal, but most of my family is still very, very deep within the church. Like, they work for the church, they volunteer for the church, like it's their whole lives kind of thing. And it was very scarily like on point for the way that they kind of all act.
I mean, when you get to that scene where they're all in the fucking church, they go, all right, so we're doing this, right?
Yep.
And then it's just a fucking crazy massacre of motherfuckers.
Yep.
Like, and they're like, we're doing this because we're righteous.
Right.
I'm tearing your neck out because I'm righteous. Like,
yeah.
And like, you're not like objectively thinking about it, but this is what I do.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I brought this up before we cut it on the Usher episode, and every time I talk about this series, I have to bring that up. There, to my knowledge, and everything that I've watched, which isn't everything, but a lot, I have never seen like a better interpretation of the lust for blood as that vampire drinking in that movie.
Yep.
Like the way he doesn't give a fuck, he's in it. It's like his whole body's in it. Like, tell me, has anybody else seen that? Maybe Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman, where you could definitely tell it was an aphrodisiac, and he was into it and it was intimate, but there was no beauty. It was this creature. It was just this
visceral
ugly thing that was exactly. And I'm
100%.
like, I don't think anyone might be able to top that, honestly.
No. And at the midway point of the series, when the main character bursts into flames, I screamed at the top of my lungs. I'm pretty sure Mike did too. I think we both just screamed bloody murder because, like, what the fuck?
And,
like,
that, and then the credits is also what made that episode, because it's just silent with her screaming and fire burning. You're like, oh, dude.
And there's a satisfaction with, again, the the main chick that is just
Erin.
like
Erin,
you must listen to what he says, and she like pretty much is like pushing people to pretty much become.
Oh, you're talking about the red, the red-haired.
And when you see her just knowing it's coming, that sun's coming up, and she's just
trying to bury herself.
She's burying herself, and she just doesn't want to deal with the reality. Like, no, you're fucked just like everybody.
Yeah.
There's nothing special. I know you thought you were like special compared to everybody else. You're gonna burn just the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was so fucking satisfying
Yeah.
that she can't do anything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That was also, I think, one of the greatest villains that I've ever seen. For a villain that's like, not violent, not just has that passive aggressive church lady vibe. She was so fucking evil.
Yes.
I couldn't believe.
Yeah.
But like, that was such a delicate line that he towed with that character. And I mean, she obviously did too, but just the writing of like, it was still realistic, even though she was a fucking monster.
Yeah.
She reminds me of like in The Mist, the one chick that's like pretty much. This is opportunity, and I will use Lord's name to take advantage of this opportunity,
and then to take leadership.
Yeah,
because that's where it goes in The Mist, right?
Yep.
But to your point, that's how that I believe. I know, Flanagan completely wrote, directed, edited everything on Midnight Mass, but it was also the actress's portrayal of that character,
100%.
Her delivery, which I think is why he cast her for Tammy in Usher, because she is a very similarity. Like the fake love's not even there. The Tammy's just cold and evil, right? Like that fake love's not even there.
Right.
At least she's like putting on like a mask in Midnight Mass and like really kind of hiding behind God.
Yeah.
And Tammy's not hiding behind shit.
No.
They're rich, dick swinging. Hey, let's go.
Pretty much.
Clit swinging. Excuse me.
Yeah. Big clit energy.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
Big clit energy. So also psychotic as fuck.
Yeah.
But that was the similarity. That evil. That sociopathic, sadistic nature.
I've got to say too, Mike Flanagan, I feel like, has such a gift for choosing like his talent, because I don't always love when directors have their people, because if one person is off but they're like a favorite, then everything's kind of off.
Yeah.
And I feel like every single actor that he has taken into his little horde is pitch perfect in every role that they're in. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree. I mean, everything, each individual separate, sometimes completely 180 role that this actor does, sometimes back to back. This is 180s. Like that's not.
I
bad.
mean,
No.
you lean on his wife, where one moment she's a victim and you feel bad for her, and the next minute she's just an utter bitch in Fall of House of Usher.
That
Yeah.
was awesome.
And just completely character swings.
Yep.
But it fits. You're not like, no, I don't buy that. You're like, no, she's a bitch.
She's incredible.
And the first time you see her, which is in Oculus, she's just like the dude that my dad's cheating on my mom with, because that's all you see her as.
Yeah.
And then when you actually see her doing stuff in the movie, she's just this demon coming out of the fucking mirror.
Yep.
But scary as fuck.
Yep.
Like, so no, yeah, his wife has huge fucking range, and I'm glad that they have the creativity. They can work together and not want to murder each other.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, because we know that could happen, right? Like, there's couples that just can't do that.
He actually,
because now it's work. It's not just creativity; it's also work.
Roles that fit her acting ability. I'm talking to you, Rob Zombie.
Dude,
I'm talking to you, Rob Zombie.
Oh, shots
you don't
fired!
have to
Shots
put
fired!
your wife in every fucking movie,
unless you know how to write for her.
Yeah.
And she can act. Kate Siegel can actually act. Anyway.
Well, okay, I'm going to throw out a hot take right now. There are some things that she's good in, but we don't need to see Helena Bonham Carter in everything. She's not that good.
That's
She's
true.
thrown down the gauntlet on.
That's another one, though.
I feel like she peaked at Fight Club, and that was not, her. Why did his name just fall out of my brain? Her husband that cast her and everything.
Tim Burton.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. That wasn't a Tim Burton movie. I feel like she's not good in any Tim Burton joints.
No.
Do we know if she's in Beetlejuice 2 yet?
Oh, fuck.
Because I haven't seen her yet, but she's probably going to pop up.
God damn it.
I forgot that he was doing Beetlejuice too.
Yeah, it's coming out in September. Yeah.
Man,
there's a teaser already.
I am also terrified.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, I know, dude. My childhood, bro. Fuck. I think that's the difference, is the age, honestly. It looks like tangent, but with the love for Tim Burton, I think that does come with age too.
Yeah.
And, literally I was fucking 5 watching, Beetlejuice.
It's
and
fucking
Edward
Beetlejuice.
I remember as a kid, we went to see Edward Scissorhands in theater. Like I do remember that.
Wow.
Mom took me
I
there.
wasn't allowed to watch any of it.
I had a fun dip, and I was.
Oh, nice.
I have weird memories of that shit when I'm like weird, just still images.
Yeah,
And I just
love
remember
that.
seeing Edward Scissorhands in theaters, and it fucking so like that's Tim Burton to me.
Yeah, sure.
You grew up with like Dark Shadows, Tim Burton,
Well, I didn't see
and
them.
like Wonka.
I didn't see
Oh, you
any
didn't see
of
them,
them.
but
I wasn't
also
allowed
those
to
would've been
see.
bad to see.
I wasn't allowed to see any of them, so I didn't
yeah.
see any of it. I saw Beetlejuice like 2 Halloweens ago, I think, for the first time.
Yeah, age. As we've seen before with other movies, when you see it does matter.
100%.
So I can't. When people tell me they don't like something, I'm like, and then we converse about it, and they say, oh well, I just recently saw it. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, I saw Nightmare Before Christmas like last year. I missed all. It was fine. Yeah, it was fine.
See, that's what it was when I saw it as a kid. It was like, oh, it's fine. I don't know what happened in between where it fucking went
where
nuts.
my generation went
the store
absolutely
is called
apeshit.
Hot Topic, and the Blink-182 song that mentions it is all it took for it to blow the fuck up. Yeah,
Dude, like
true.
I enjoy it. I thought the musical scores were great. I think it's a beautiful story. But like, I'm also like, what the fuck?
It took on a cult following
Yeah.
that then just went from a cult following of going, because it didn't do well in theaters.
No,
And
that's what I'm
kind of like that. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it a Halloween movie?
Right.
And then it just got exploited.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
hard
Sorry, I brought up Tim
Sorry,
Burton.
guys.
I know that was a hard,
that's a hard, but
hard
yeah,
turn.
the Tim Burton episode was good. It is hard, but
Yeah, I know.
I would just say that my favorite is also Midnight Mass with just because I feel like we might be moving on to something different with you, Hunter. I just want to wrap up Midnight Mass in this conversation.
I'm gonna try.
My thing is like it's neck and neck with Haunting of Hill House because I fucking love Haunting of Hill House so much, so much. But Midnight Mass gets the edge because it's all him.
Yeah.
Haunting of Hill House was an adaptation.
Right.
Fall of Usher was an adaptation. Fall of Usher's right there too. I mean, his series like
Bly Manor's an adaptation.
Bly Manor's an Turn of the Screw. Yeah. So it's so like the one up that Midnight Mass gets is because that all came from his experience, his brain, his heart, his soul.
Yep.
It's all him, and he directed it like it's his vision to the completion.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's why I give Midnight Mass that edge. You know.
I'm gonna go with the OG one because they're battling, but to me, my appreciation for Flanagan came from Hill House.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so
yeah,
it's tough. Again, both House of Usher and Midnight Mass. But to me, I'm going to go back to where I was like, okay, this dude's doing something a little different. And again, for me, I don't get freaked out very often. So when it happens, I'm like, bravo, good job. And that series did that. You turn your fucking surround sound up, get that sub, and you just listen.
Yeah.
And you look in the background. You're not paying attention to the characters, and you pick up people there that you're not supposed to.
Yep.
It's not camera swayed you. You're just looking. And the fact that he pretty much has it so you can still listen to your characters' conversations, but pay attention to the scenes. And that's what made me go, oh, this motherfucker's on another level. And that's why I got to put that top tier.
Fair.
And I completely understand, and we're going to dig more into a little bit into Hill House. We can't just let that go.
No.
But I will say that even goes back to what I brought up about Absentia is he brought it up outside, the dark scene, you just hear the noise.
Yep.
Like that's the evolution of him doing those shots. And that's why, like I'm saying, the dude is doing the same shot. He's just
100%.
getting better at it. He's gotten so much better at it.
You know something's there.
Exactly.
It's just when.
And where.
And he holds that.
Yes.
And sometimes he'll do the jump scare sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
You'll just hear
that.
it. And you're like, where the fuck is it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Haunting of Hill House did the amazing job of like you absolutely have to rewatch that to get the full effect of it, because once you know the story, then you know the beats of the story. Now you can go back and you can literally just focus on where the fuck, because you're gonna miss ghosts. You're gonna fucking miss them. It's just gonna happen.
And that's what I'm saying. Is most directors, they'll have the conversation and then we're gonna turn the camera to the far left, so and he's not dumbing down for the audience. He says you can catch it or you can't.
Yep.
Exactly.
But it just invites that rewatch, and then just the story being his adaptation of the story being beautiful, and the atmosphere, the house they picked, everything about
Hanging
it. Like,
girl,
dude,
that.
Yeah. Dude,
Okay.
when you first saw that, you're like, ah.
My dude loves a like mid-series what the fuck ruin your life moment, because when I saw the bent neck lady for the first time and you watch her fall,
yep,
I was shitting myself with how brilliant that was. Yeah. Like I feel like I just sat there with my mouth open. Like, how did he just do that? How did I not? There was no way that I could see that coming. And I mean,
100%.
I totally agree with the second rewatch thing, because the story is engaging enough that you are, especially if you're a simple creature like myself, I was just watching the main storyline and I could feel, the eerie vibes and everything. But that second rewatch is when you're really like, holy shit, there's layers upon layers upon layers.
Yeah, it's like fucking 7-layer cake, bro. Let's go.
That's why I stress crank the volume up.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you can, don't get to the neighbors or banging down your door. But in the same instance, you want to hear that very slight sound that, if you have a regular volume, you might not pick up on it.
Right.
He's got stuff in there.
Ooh, and we got to talk about that one-shot episode.
Oh, yeah.
The entire episode in one shot?
Oh, yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow. See, I haven't rewatched in a while. Dude, I forgot about how great that is.
If they fucked up,
right,
they had to redo the goddamn thing.
Unbelievable.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, it was a whole episode, right? It was the whole episode that was one shot, right?
I think the beginning and I think just the beginning wasn't, and then it went into it. And
okay.
Then it's
once the storm came in and the broke, so maybe like we half the. But it's long. It's a really long one shot. I do remember being insanely long. We're like, fuck, if you have to reshoot this, goddamn.
Yeah.
Like
it was at least like a 30-minute shot.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Fucking, I don't know if I can rewatch that now.
Yeah,
I watched it a few years, man.
I want to rewatch everything.
God damn it, it's so good. The Red Room, just the way everything unfolds with that, and with the family and the different eras of the family and the actors both really playing off each other really well. Like Like it was, they had to have hung out or just spent enough time together and have conversations about, we are on the same page with the vibe of this dude,
right?
And this is how we need to act, because they all, with the adults, the kids. I mean, from a kid to an adult, you're going to have a difference. But the guys that play like the older father, Bainley is what I'm talking about, I guess. Like Hester Amy Thomas was the young father, and the older guy was in like Dark Half and
Timothy Hutton.
Yeah.
But man, the kid actors too. He picks great kid actors.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Can we just throw out, I mean, motherfucker must have loved some E.T. because Henry Thomas is in goddamn every one of his properties.
Well, he comes in it before I Wake, so he wasn't in the first three. Yeah.
But he's in the most out of everybody.
He is in the most out of everybody. Yeah. No, just saying, like he was one that came in later.
Yeah.
Like there's only one he's been using consistently. There isn't one. There's no one that's been in everything. You're right. He's the most.
No, he's in the most, and Kate Siegel is like one off. From being in the most.
Because she came in, one movie before him, too. Because she came in.
But I love that he was like, I'm putting E.T., or I'm putting, the kid from E.T., and I'm never letting go. Why have you motherfuckers not been using him?
Some of it's just smaller cameos, like, Gerald's Game, stuff like that. Creepy ass.
Yeah, but it's disgusting. So gross.
But
so
then,
gross.
To me, like, he knew his ability, and that shows in the Fall of House of Usher, because the character Henry Thomas playing is completely opposite of, again, everything else he's played, where he's just this like kind of just swiveling, like this really shitty person who just has no backbone, and like you haven't seen that in any of his other stuff.
Okay, well now we got to call out Hunter though, because you haven't seen Bly Manor, and he's a piece of shit in Bly Manor.
All right,
he is a piece of shit in a different way.
Yeah,
he's
totally
not a cooked out piece of shit
totally
like he's an Usher.
I think the dad in Gerald's Game is kind of a piece of shit.
No, but I mean, like the two characters are very similar on Bly Manor and House of Usher, as far as like where they think their shit don't stink.
Okay, yeah,
that kind of thing. Yeah,
but they secretly hate themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. I forgot that similarity in Bly Manor.
Yeah,
that Bly Manor honestly is one that I probably won't rewatch. I enjoy it, but it just. Like it's kind of like I don't know. I don't think I'll rewatch it.
I held off. That was the last show that I watched because I had heard that it was slow. I fucking loved it.
Nice, awesome,
loved it.
Cool. No, I like to hear opposite. Yeah. Why do you?
Well, I think it was just like it's so characterization heavy, and I'm a book nerd, and so the amount of detail that he was able to enrich all of those characters with is unbelievable. Like there's a pretty large ensemble cast, and the ins and outs of all of them, even when you don't understand what the fuck is going on with them. Like they don't understand who they are, but you still know them because they're so fleshed out as characters.
That's true. I mean, you understand, and like I guess the reveal of them being ghosts is done subtle through just like scenery shifts and stuff, because there's I think it's the ones that always meet in the kitchen. It's Raul and what's her face?
I forget.
She had like one of the greatest twists in Usher.
The
heart. Like you don't realize that that's like a ghost thing for the first couple times you see the conversation. Right? Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay,
and there's so many
that was nice.
There's so many like cursed relationships in that, like it's crushing, it's so sad.
It's less about it's horror. It's definitely more gothic horror.
It's really gothic horror. It's also like all based around a manor, And
I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's going to be kind of helpful watching it now because it was Hill House, and then I was going to go straight into that. But I think seeing different series with Midnight Mass, I even watched Midnight Club, like knocking those out, and now going to Bly Manor might be a little bit easier because it seemed like it was like back to back. Like if you liked Hill House, here's Bly Manor. Now there's enough other stuff of a series that I've seen to jump into Bly Manor.
Well, and I can see how people were disappointed with Bly Manor if they went straight from Hill House, because it's simpler. Like it's a mystery, but it's not layered in the way that Hill House is. It relies on the actors. Like the actors are doing more of the heavy lifting than like the experiential part. If that makes sense.
It does.
And I loved that. Like I just felt like every single actor in that got to truly shine. Because all of them are really vulnerable. It's beautiful. There's a lot of like really beautiful, tragic love stories in Bly Manor. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, and I think I think it still would have to get a while hair at my ass to rewatch it. Like, but I understand what you're saying, and to your point too. Like, that was literally the next series I watched after Hill House. I just procrastinated for a while. Because, I mean, that was the next series to come out after House because it came out before Midnight Mass. So I watched it relatively right before Midnight Mass came out. So it had been out for like a year. I literally just watched the first episode when it first came out, and because Hill House had been out already, so I was kind of able to slide in right around that. And the level, it's just Hill House is totally different. It's just completely
100%.
different.
Yeah.
So you need a breather.
I agree. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is I somehow now have that breather of every other series.
So
and now
your point,
yeah.
So I mean, to your point. So if I'm not overrun with things to watch at a certain point, then I could see maybe rewatching that, but I would probably rewatch Midnight Mass because I haven't rewatched that yet. I'd probably rewatch that before I rewatch Blind Manor.
Now, again, I guess would you put Midnight Club with Blind Manor? Because again, it's a slight mention here, but you can kind of tell from our enthusiasm on the level.
It's not bad. It's not for us. It's not for us, dude. It's for teenagers. It's seriously.
I will say the one thing.
The way the story is told, I
do like that his main, actress.
Heather Langenkamp.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Fucking right. I mean, it is for adults. Don't get me wrong. I just mean that it's definitely not like a teen horror movie where adults are watching a teen horror movie. It's the stories are about youth dealing with death, being young, and that's a huge chunk of it. And I just think that they're teen books. It's like what I said about when we did the Fear Street episodes, the three movies. I was like, it's good, and I enjoy it. Now I would rewatch those because they actually put those into like a slasher territory, right? Summer camp. This was way more serious and hardcore than the Fear Street ones were.
And heavy.
That's what I mean, heavy. Serious, hardcore, heavy. Yeah. So that heavy, like that, it's just a film that's not made specifically to speak to me. I know a lot of people do, when they write, they create to speak to everybody, but there's definitely a niche that you're really honing in on, and we're not, I don't think we're it.
No, because it's supposed to make you kind of like face your own mortality. And so if you're not the youngest person out there, it's definitely not as impactful as, thinking about losing an 18-year-old or a 17-year-old. I did really love it though.
No, it was great.
And it's funny because his series are so impeccable that I do think it's probably last place for me, but it's still like an 8 out of 10. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. There's things that are better than worse, but nothing's bad.
Nothing's bad.
Nothing's bad. And if I remember correctly, the Midnight Club was supposed to be more than one season, but because the deal fell through with Netflix and he went with Amazon, I think he signed up with Amazon and Netflix was like, but he already had Fall of the House of Usher in the works, so they couldn't back out on that. I think they were being bratty little children and wouldn't let them work for both studios at once.
Well, because did it come out at the same time as Cabinet of Curiosity? Like, I think that was how they were supposed to work that out.
Midnight Club?
Yeah, I think they were around the same time, I thought.
I think you're right.
I think they worked out a deal with...
Maybe like a month off or so.
I just felt like Cabinet was more recent than that, but no, I mean, okay, I believe. All right.
One thing though, if you haven't, and I think a lot of people didn't know about this. I feel like it flew under the radar, but Flanagan was so bummed out about that getting canceled that he wrote an extremely detailed post about what happened to everyone. Like he wrote basically an epilogue, and I mean, it was long as hell. Like it was so detailed.
No shit. I find that
about each character and what he wanted to do with them and how he wanted their character to go. Like nobody.
He had it fleshed out.
Oh, 100%. He was ready for a season 2. I think it was only going to be 2 seasons if I remember correctly, but it was not the end. And so he talked about how they all died, basically.
We get the reveal at the end. She takes the fucking wig off and reveals out. Then never know. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, so it was fucked up. And he basically wrote an apology, which is so sad because we know it's not his fault.
Yeah. Exactly.
But he was like, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. Here's what happens. An 8 out of 10 for a lot of directors is wow, great. But when some of these are a 12 out of 10, it's it's I guess this one sucks compared to the other one.
We're I don't know if I'll ever rewatch it. That's the level of not that it's bad, but just I don't know if I'll take my rest of my time to rewatch them I've already seen.
And you know what? I've rewatched Midnight Club. Nice. I think I've rewatched all of them.
Okay.
And I've rewatched Midnight Mass probably 3 or 4 times.
I don't blame you at all for that.
Yeah.
Now, I will say we're not going to go that in depth on Fall of the House of Usher because that's a lot to unpack. There's an episode we did towards the end of last year with Miss Amy Bogarde was on that as well. So you go back and check that episode out. It came out around, I think it dropped it on Thanksgiving. because family, and that was my whole thing about that. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Here you go. Here's a shitty family. Enjoy yours.
12 Out of Usher is another 12 out of 10 in
Remember, your family, it can always be worse.
Really? Oh.
And then we only lightly touched on Haunting Hill House because we did an episode with Murph.
Oh, nice.
That's years ago, like 3 years ago. So
I
definitely
remember that.
dig back on the catalog.
I wasn't going to watch Hill House because I saw the trailer and I was kind of like, okay, I'll get around to it kind of thing. And Murph convinced me to watch it. Murph is the reason that I watched it.
Yep. So that was an awesome episode. They brought it with all the backstory, the knowledge, which always much appreciated.
We seem to learn a lot of that we didn't know. Yeah.
No, I am down for it. Nerd alert, right here. So that's a great episode. Go back and check that out. And yeah, so I will say the only other thing series-wise he's got going is there's a green light for another Christopher Pike adaptation. I don't know where that stands. That got greenlit like 3 years ago. It's called The Season of Passage. So I don't know. At least that's I couldn't find anything that said it got canceled.
Okay.
So and then Dark Tower series.
He's passionate about Dark Tower.
Dark Tower series.
I don't think Steven gives a shit about Dark Tower.
Well, shit, apparently Flanagan gives a shit too.
Right.
On her, as you were saying outside.
Noticed in several of his movies, characters with the comic, the inside their locker, like again, Flanagan being like, I like this property. Hello.
Yeah. Hey guys, right here. Hey. You know,
there's no question he's a fucking fanboy of it, right?
Yeah.
I think it was either the Dark Tower or the Talisman, which the Talisman got greenlit to be adapted through the Duffer Brothers production studio. I don't know where that's at because that was pre-strike shit from last year. But anyway, I can't remember if it was Talisman or Dark Tower, but the directors of Harry Potter, it's a duo, right? Wasn't that like two people?
There's been several people
I
that
think a bunch
directed
of
Harry
people
Potter.
have directed them.
I think, there was, I guess, somebody.
Probably the one that did the last 3 or
whatever,
something.
maybe it was like, they're like, I don't want to take it on. Like, and I was like, Harry Potter's pretty convoluted too.
Yeah.
But not like the Dark Tower. Dark Tower is awesome, like intertwines with so much shit.
And
so the
you
fact
said
Flanagan
after Usher that gave you like all of the faith that you needed
100%.
because of how twisted he made everything work.
Yeah, like the way he intertwined all these stories, like he's like he gave new life to stories that we've been reading for over 100 years.
Right.
You know, because like the core story is a story, each episode's a story, and then there's just Easter eggs of other stories thrown through. I was like, dude, it's beautiful.
Unbelievable.
It's just, what he created with that was just beautiful. So I'm like, he can do Dark Tower. 100% right. I have faith in him. And he's also supposed to do a King adaptation, The Life of Chuck, which is off the short story collection If It Bleeds, which I have not read. I know Mike Rash is probably going to kill me.
Wow.
It's a newer one, and I'm hit or miss with his newer stuff. He's just, dude, he's old.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't write a list forever.
No.
Nobody has.
Look,
in history.
Right.
Unless they die young.
I worship the shit out of everything Stan Lee created back in the 60s. He did some books, before he passed away.
Yeah.
I love his shit from the 60s.
Yeah.
Like,
so the thing, and Raj and I have talked about this, is that it's not that everything's bad. It's just there's more you weed out. There's more you might waste. You might read and think, oh fuck, that was kind of waste. I should have just moved on to the next one. You get more of that.
Yeah.
So.
Plus, King's done so much. Dude, right?
He's
done so much.
Let him rest.
Yeah. He doesn't want to.
Nobody wants to tell him, like, dude, you don't have to. You did it.
It's like
you accomplished it, dude.
It's like the end. It's like
Seriously.
Endgame. It's like, it's okay.
Yeah,
you can rest.
Right.
But you can
hand the shield. Hand the shield to your son. All right,
dude. Dude, he's crushing it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just
Owen King kicks ass.
Hand the shield to your son. Put the typewriter away.
Or Joe
You're
Hill.
good, man.
Joe Hill.
Yeah.
Joe Hill. Yeah. Owen's the other one. Yeah. I forget Joe Hill's real name. He just didn't want to be King because he didn't want to get the easy up from using
I love
the King
that.
name.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not like everybody doesn't know, but
no, people didn't know at first.
For how long?
I think it was when came out when the Lock and Key graphic novel came out.
I was about to say that was
before, not the show, but when the graphic novel came out in the early 2000s.
It wasn't until probably after about 4 or 5 issues
that
it got out that was Stephen King's son, but it didn't come out as Stephen King's son. Joe Hill has released his comic. It was like literally everybody was talking about Lock and Key, and then it came out after like several issues, and people were already into the book.
Because I had a roommate that I found out about because I had a roommate that read Lock and Key, and this was like 2012, 2013, 2014 era, and it had already been out for a little while. So early teens, and he had already had a few books out. So I think he had been releasing stuff since the mid 2000s, maybe roughly. So he had a good little run before people realized he was And I don't think he included a photo either. Because if you see him, you're like, oh, that's Baby King. That Baby King right there. Especially when he grows a beard. I'm like, oh, buddy. Look-alike contest. Anyway. All right. So that crushes the series. We got to still talk about his films, man. We got to walk around and everyone's favorite film. All right. Let's go. Hunter.
It's a shame that one of us here hasn't seen it because I'm going to throw it down. I think it is top tier and its environment, it's everything.
Yep.
Fucking Hush.
I know it.
So fucking good, dude.
So well done.
So fucking good.
And again, he works with sound so much. And in this one, your main character, that's her disability. And he uses that to such an amazing level, and just the suspense and just almost the cockiness of this dude that's fucking with her.
Yeah.
And thinks,
100%.
I can kill you anytime. I'm going to take my time. And he doesn't understand. She starts to get the advantage, and it's fucking amazing.
Yep. And when you watch it, you'll see his face when he realizes she's deaf is everything. The actor made just this subtle little smirk.
Oh.
I want to have fun because she can't hear him. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Who's in it? Is it any of the
lady, the crazy religious zealot, and Tammy, that actress? She plays the neighbor.
Okay.
The guy who plays the business owner in the House of Usher, the guy who was got put behind the wall.
Oh yeah.
That actor, Kate Siegel, obviously.
The main kind of fucking with her, the dude with the mask and stuff like that. Belko Experiment. I don't know if you saw that.
Okay, he hasn't been anything else by
their
Flanagan.
surviving guy from Belko Experiment. He was also in Cloverfield Lane.
Fuck yeah, he was.
Oh.
That's right. He was in Cloverfield Lane.
So in both
very
movies,
small
he's
cast.
kind of like the good guy. So it's a very kind of cool turn.
4-person cast.
Is Kate Siegel the main girl?
She's the main character.
Oh, cool. I love her.
And this movie was made. People didn't know it was being made until it got released at a film festival.
Oh, wow.
It was in secret.
Wow.
So he had 3 movies drop in 2016. Hush, Before I Awaken, Ouija. Origins of Evil. All dropped in 2016. He was mushroom stamping that year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now I'm gonna have to probably get a actual copy of it because right now it's only available really.
The YouTube
on
link I posted.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
It was on Netflix for the longest time. I actually had to watch on YouTube.
I need to. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I need to buy
a copy of it. Yeah.
Damn it, you guys! I need to go to bed after this, and now I want to go home and watch Hush.
It's so good, and it took me a while. I just saw it last year.
But
right.
we'll do you a solid with this. The way that it ends, it's brilliant writing. It's just brilliant writing. The last, there's the way it ends, and there's a couple scenes in the last third that is just beautifully placed stuff. It's
you are
awesome.
so kind for not spoiling.
I won't spoil it. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm
not. I know, but that's really important to the story. At least for my enjoyment, the first time I watched it.
Okay.
That was oh fuck yeah,
Next time I'm on Mouths of Madness, I will report back. I've seen Hush.
But just the cat and mouse. One house isolation thing, it was awesome. It was done so well. And then how it takes the turn, and the thing is, you see her struggle. He's got there's one scene. This isn't really a spoiler, but he has a crossbow that he uses randomly, but she ends up getting it at one point. And crossbows are really take the decent amount of her body strength and hand strength to rack.
Yeah.
And she's just not able to do it.
Right.
So it shows that, a woman might not be, even though they get a weapon, they might not be able to use it to their advantage because,
the other movies just oh, good, a crossbow.
Right.
It's a fucking crossbow.
Right.
It's not a simple, she's hang on a roof, trying to be quiet doing it too.
Right.
So
and,
it's not.
her hands are getting fucked up because, it keeps slipping with all the tension.
Damn.
And they make a point to show him have to because they have a little handle on it, and I don't know if you ever shot a crossbow or not.
Oh, no.
They have a handle on it.
I'm an indoor creature.
And so you can step on it and then just pull up.
Okay.
And mostly if you see a guy do it, it's just but you see him having to put a little bit of ass into it, depending on the poundage of the crossbow.
Right.
And you see him doing that and kind of go, whoof, to do it.
Yeah.
So when it comes up that she's struggling with, you're oh, they showed you how hard it was.
Right.
And she didn't click until she's fuck, I can't do this. And
Damn.
so it's really cool. In the idea of that cat and mouse, hunted hunter aspect and the potential switch of that, seeing how this is the weapon that you got and you can't use it. Most of the time they find a weapon that they can use. It's not a big deal, but they don't.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
And again, it's pretty basic setup.
Right.
But that's where Flanagan, he utilizes all the stuff, makes it suspenseful, makes it, introduces just a couple other characters in it. So it's not just the two people, but there is no downtime in that movie.
Nope. And
We'll talk about how he pulled off Gerald's Game, which is in a room it has like every avenue to get boring, you know, or get drawn out. But his writing and pacing and, you know, atmosphere mixed with her acting is just like perfect.
I will say about Gerald's Game, it's a Stephen King book that I don't need to reread because I reread King randomly, you know.
Right.
And I say that not for the same reason I say that about Dr. Sleep, because I just didn't like that book as a sequel to The Shining. But Gerald's Game was a good book. It's just all narration at that point because it's all in her head. Now the fact you're able to bring those stories to life and that, you know, it's I don't know, it just hits different, and I love that he was able, like, that blew me away. Yeah. It's not my favorite, but the fact that he was able to adapt this story, that's another thing. Like, he was already leading up to, like, okay, he's you know, because that was years before the announcement of the Dark Tower, and I'm like, I don't know, man, buddy got some chops, you know, he's because people have said that's unfilmable.
Yeah, I held off. I'm not gonna lie, I held off because I thought it was gonna be boring. Or maybe I didn't realize it was Flanagan right away. I don't know. For some reason, I held off, so I only watched it like a year ago, and it blew my fucking mind. It was so good. Yeah, I loved it. That was my favorite part. I actually only watched that part just like over and over for the entire runtime of the film.
Want your own Moon Man to suck your toes?
Yeah, I watched 90 minutes of toe sucking.
My enjoyment was after watching it. My son Parker has the thing. His thing is hands and having hands. So knowing the ungloving scene was happening, and I remember he messaged me, he goes, "Yes, I'm going to knock out Gerald's Game tonight." I said, "All right, let me know when you finish that." Oh, it was knowing that part because it fucks with me, and
So Gerald's Game, we won't dig in too deep on that. We've previously released stuff, so we had an episode for King where we did all his Netflix adaptations called Netflix and King.
Love it.
That was that 2019?
Yeah.
No, that's when we started. Fuck, it was like 2021.
Wow.
I think it was our second King episode we do in September every year. I think it was our second one.
Yeah, so I think 2021.
2021, yeah. 2020 or 2021. So we dig deep into that because we only talked about 3 movies on that episode at the time. And we did a whole episode right out the gate in 2019. It was like our 3rd episode for Dr. Sleep.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was like our 3rd or 4th episode, right? So don't need to dig too far into although those, again, same thing with his movies. There's not a bad one. There's just ones that I like more than others.
Now, see, what's interesting, though, is that when we did the Dr. Sleep one, I'd probably seen like maybe 3 Flanagan properties.
But we knew his name. We were talking about him. We were talking about him.
Now to look back and like now I have a
library.
Even a more,
we got Britannica going on,
but even a bigger appreciation for that movie now because rewatching it, just seeing all the little tricks that he did, because I enjoyed the shit out of it. And now
that's
I know.
True. Now you know what's Flanagan stank on. Oh, that's a good fuck yeah. That's a great
now
point.
I want to rewatch it.
That's a great. I didn't rewatch that because I've seen it so much. Yeah. But it's been like 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, because I watched it a lot the first like year and a half to 2 years when it came out.
Sure.
I watched it like 4 times, and that's a lot for a 3-hour movie. Because an edited one came out, the director's cut.
Right.
It's worth it.
I bet.
But yeah, I need to go back now that I've seen all this other shit. Fuck yeah, dude, that's a good point.
You got to take another trip through the FCU.
Oh, we. I like it.
Me too. I love
it. I gotta figure out a way to make that the title.
Seriously,
I want a shirt.
Dude, that's another man shirt. We gotta get
FCU.
We know some people. Let's get a FCU shirt going. Yeah. Oh fuck yeah. God damn it! I don't forget what I was going to talk about. That's so awesome. No, it was so awesome though. Like I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, because with that movie, I was going to say we have to get back into again, giving Henry Thomas's chops, playing fucking Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Agreeing to that,
right?
Yeah.
So he took on the responsibility of portraying a young Jack Nicholson in one of Jack Nicholson's most iconic roles. Yeah. That's fucking done. God,
and that's
awesome.
The Flanagan stamp is he didn't insult us by going the way a lot of people do now. Let's digitally throw.
De-age.
He said, no, you know who the characters are. It's different actors, but you know who they are.
Same thing with who covered Shelley Duvall. She was the she was the mother in Midnight Mass, the one that got younger, and she was in like 2 more, I think. She was in both Hauntings.
Yeah,
different characters.
Yep.
But yeah, dude, spot on. The way they did her makeup, spot on. Shelley Duvall.
We don't
fucking eerie,
dude. We don't need the digital,
no.
Just
fucking
give us that.
Eerie.
Yeah.
The way he found these. Oh man. Oh, okay. Again, we jizz all over this movie way back when,
right?
In 2019.
Now it's an extra jizz.
Yeah,
it's a second coming.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the extra jizz. What am I? That's
Dr.
the title.
Sleep, the second coming.
I'm sorry. That's
the extra jizz.
no.
No, I'd say Dr. Sleep, the second coming.
Yeah, that's good.
No,
that's good.
No. Too many titles, too many episode names. Jesus Christ, fucking A. I would say my favorite film is Oculus.
Yeah.
After rewatching everything, it's hard to nail that down, but like I fucking loved Oculus.
It's good.
The way it's slow burn until it's just a spiral into like questioning sanity and reality, and they did all this prep to not have that happen, and the mirror is just so powerful. Oh, I love it. You know, it's
you can't trust anything.
Exactly. And that to me is the most horrifying. If I have no objective reality,
yes,
that's fucking terrifying to me.
She's looking at her dead fiance, and then there's the phone. You're like,
oh
wait,
my God.
Wait, which one could? You're dead, but you're on the phone. What is reality? What's the mirror fucking me with me? That's awesome.
Dude, it's so amazing. Good. And then she just slowly lifts the camera up to look at him. Like, dude, and actually the actress, she's fucking in Guardians and the Jumanji remake.
The fuck am I forgetting her name right now?
And Doctor Who.
Yeah. Is she?
She's
I'm not
companion
Doctor
Who.
Okay,
I'm not either. She's one of the companions.
I got you. But yeah,
what is
fucking
her name?
phenomenal before. And to catch her this, this was like probably a year before they started filming Guardians.
Yeah, it's
probably,
it's probably right after
Nebula.
Doctor Who.
Fucking Nebula, yeah. Mm-hmm. So like she was out, she was known.
Yeah.
And he managed to lock her in his second fucking full length.
The only thing of her Doctor Who name is Amy Pond.
I know.
God damn it.
It's gonna drive me insane.
Yeah. Right now there's several people that might be
Nebula,
listening like,
they're screaming at us. Please yell at us. Yeah. Feel free. Yell at us. We'll eventually hear it. But yeah, she does a phenomenal job. And that dude, I don't know him in much of anything else. Neither. But again, we've got Kate Siegel. We got Kate Siegel. Say Siegel for some. Kate Siegel. We've got.
Because you're thinking of Katie Siegel.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
MILF City.
That's one reason why I watched Sons of Anarchy. She was wearing a lot of leather in Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah, she was showing cleavage throughout.
Yes. Fuck. And the dad. That was the only film he was in. The young girl was in Before I Wake. No, it was in Ouija and this. The redhead. Her as a kid. Yeah. So he's even back then he was like reusing relatively quickly.
Yeah.
But
the dad was in Days Confused. He's the fucking stoner guy.
He's the stoner. That's
with the fucking backwards hat.
Oh my God.
Rory Cochrane.
Yes, he's the fucking no shit. That's right. God,
and
crazy.
Empire Records.
And Empire Records. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's the fucking coffee shop snob.
Yeah. But that's the dad in fucking Oculus.
That's awesome. God, dude. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was a fun tidbit.
Dude, seriously, I really thank you. But just that movie, like the backstory, you got two stories going on of people slowly going insane. Oh, and fucking what's her face? Goddamn Battlestar Galactica. Fucking yeah.
Yes, goddamn it.
We're
Starbuck.
We're bad at names. Mandalorian. Fucking Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She's the mom. Katie Sackhoff.
There we go.
She's the fucking mom, and dude. Again,
she
start,
shit.
And it's a slow start, and by the end of it, with the fucking teeth.
Like when she does that jump, that horrified, that still.
Yeah.
God damn it. The makeup on her was.
Yeah. Flanagan is the king of like a somehow extremely engaging slow burn. Like, not everybody can pull that shit off.
And we're in the setup because at the beginning of that movie, the dad killed the mom.
Right.
And you're like, oh, so obviously. But by the time you see it, it makes sense because that's not really the mom anymore.
No, but to the outside world, outside the house, away from the mirror.
Right.
It's just mass murder and suicide. That's really what that shit looks like.
That fucking kid got tagged for two
murders.
Oh man, I meant to look it up. I can't remember, but he puts the Oculus mirror in like almost everything.
It's in everything. It's in everything once it came out, so it's not in absentia.
Sure.
But the Oculus actually started as a short story film, a short film. It was like 20-30 minutes that he shopped around, a longer version. And this was just to show him that he could do. This was to show the studios with a short film that he could do horror because it's the first. Because Absentia is horror, but it's also more like I don't know, sci-fi in a way because other realms, it's otherworldly.
Right.
You're talking about different dimensions.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was like straight horror.
Right. Yeah. It makes me want to watch everything just with the like sole purpose of looking for the mirror.
Yeah. It's in the. I want to say. I know on Usher it's in the bar.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I'm trying to think where it is in Gerald's
I'm
Game.
just going to have to go back and like look
Exactly.
for it in all these fucking movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
I want to know where it is in goddamn Dr. Sleep.
It's probably in that fucking hotel somewhere.
Somewhere.
It's got to be in the hotel. I mean, that would make...
Possibly.
But that's the obvious.
But
you probably might not go with the obvious.
Throw it in his room with the fucking chalkboard. Like, watch that it's over in the corner.
Yeah.
We wouldn't fucking notice that shit.
Because there was already furnished, so it was an old house.
Didn't he throw the mirror to read a message?
Oh, because it was written backwards. Oh, don't tell me that was the Oculus mirror.
Don't.
I'm just saying.
Would be unbelievable.
No.
That's the biggest fuck you. We're like, where is it? It's right in our fucking faces.
Dude, but you could be totally right, though. Fuck. And I did see it Before I Wake. It was in it was in that orphanage, I believe, in Before I Wake.
Like near the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
When it was all covered with gunk at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love a little Easter egg like that. Look in the mirror everywhere.
Yeah.
So cute.
Fucking, and I didn't even do that this time rewatching shit. I'm a dumbass, man.
Oh, man.
Like, I'm not going to rewatch the shit again. But,
right.
like, I didn't even do it this time. I should have been doing that. Like, but I was like, oh, I just want to watch Flanagan movies.
Well, you said you might not rewatch Bly Manor. So when I rewatch it, I'll look for the mirror and I'll tell you where it is.
Dude, where was it in Hill House? You know it's in the house somewhere, probably.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Maybe it's in the fucking funeral home or some shit.
Right.
Right? It's going to be in a random place you don't think to look. Like, a bar does not deserve a mirror that's that good.
No.
Right? Like, it shouldn't be in a bar.
No.
I think Ouija 2 probably is pretty obvious because it's when she goes to the mirror and puts the piece up and you see it's behind her. So
yeah, that one's easy. But, like, god damn it. Dr. Sleep one's pissed. If that's true, it's going to piss me off.
Yeah,
dude.
it is.
It's going to piss me off.
Where is it?
Because then he's like, fuck you guys. Gotcha. But yeah, Oculus for me, just the unraveling of it's so good. And then, like I said, having the two stories go at once simultaneously because they're going insane through the mirror.
Right.
I say that, but
Right.
their reality is getting warped through the mirror from telling the story that happened before. And I think it's just we could say that's his first time we've seen him intertwine shit that led to Fall House the Usher.
That's true.
If you want to look at it that way, dude.
She did
like
the thing where
I do.
she thought that she was smarter in the mirror. She's like, I got the timers, I got the shit.
got the water,
and then you get to the point where it's like, I don't think we need the timers anymore. Like, what do you mean you don't need the timers anymore? And like that kind of thing where it's like, yeah, you're in the mirror's control. You thought you were better than the fucking mirror. Nope.
Not
Nobody's
today,
better
bitch.
than the mirror.
Without having seen Hush, what is your favorite so far?
Of the movies? Probably Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep.
Probably Dr. Sleep. But I must say that, like, when I'm thinking about his movies, I really do end up thinking about how impressed I was about Gerald's Game. Just because, again, like, that claustrophobic setting to basically have one person making an entire movie is so impressive. So that's always the thing that I think about, even though it's not necessarily my favorite. My favorite is probably Dr. Sleep.
Okay. No, I understand. Completely. That movie, I remember I was kind of nervous because like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of the book going in to see that. And like, I was like, God, fucking right, dude. Like, oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good.
I want to rewatch that too. God damn it.
Have you seen the full director's cut?
I don't think I have. I don't think Mike has either, which is kind of crazy.
So it was on HBO when I saw it, but again, it was a few years ago.
Right.
I don't know. HBO like just jizzed all over the fucking streaming services like pollen.
Yeah.
Fucking
everywhere.
I know, right? I'm like, but why would people pay for HBO then?
Right.
If I can watch HBO shit on Netflix and Prime, why am I gonna keep HBO?
Right.
Like, I can literally watch the Batman, any of the Warner Brothers shit on like Netflix and Prime.
I don't understand.
The new president wanted to make room for all the Discovery channels, the Discovery stuff. So they're like, well, we gotta make room, so just
because that's going to bring subscribers in,
right?
As much as the HBO specific properties. Okay, sure.
Yeah, the iconic HBO
right?
properties.
Fuck out of here.
More reality, less, Batman and iconic shit like that.
Definitely, where there is some that's filler, you can understand why they cut it, but it doesn't take away. It's not like it takes away filler.
Right.
So it's not annoying.
I'm trying to remember what's in the directors that's not in the OG. Yeah, because I think I've watched the directors one the last couple times.
Yeah,
so
you're gonna have to fucking watch it.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's really, you're right. That's true. I don't think I remember the exact differences now because I've watched them.
It's kind of like I've watched the director's cut of Alien so much that watching the theatrical, like I'm like, that doesn't exist. Like that, I'm so used to the director's cut.
Right.
But fuck yeah, Dr. Sleep again. Did a full episode on that, but it's fucking good.
We talked about, kind of the challenge of Gerald's Game, but I gotta give him props too because I had no fucking interest in seeing this. Watched it for it, but Origin of Evil, or
Ouija
whatever.
Origin of Evil,
right.
Like, because I had don't give a shit about the first movie. And I think he took on a property knowing that like he was going to have to do something good because who fucking cares about a sequel to a movie that nobody cares about? And he really made it his own.
But they made one thing they made it a prequel. So it doesn't follow any of the characters that nobody liked, that they didn't like in the first movie. That helps.
Right.
Because the only little snippet that connects it is in the post-credit scene. It's got Lynn Shay, who is one of the sisters. So the sister that's in the insane asylum at the end, the redheaded girl, they allude to, she is Lynn Shay in the first movie.
I don't even think I saw the first movie.
I haven't seen the first movie, so
the kids go to an asylum to visit a woman who lived in the house before to try to deal with the demons or whatever and the possession and all that, and it's Lynn Shay. So at the end, after the credits, when you see the little girl walking on the wall and you realize, okay, the shit's in the sanitarium now, and the girl's not getting out. She's a little girl. She's gonna be there for life. It goes to the very very post credits. It just pans in on Lynn Shay and it says, hey. So-and-so's here, you have visitors. And you realize, but then when you go back and look at the names, okay, the names are the same.
Right.
So
there's a moment too.
That's the only tie into the...
I really enjoy where they go to be away from the little girl who's obviously possessed, and they're like, we'll talk in the room, and they're planning everything out, and they go, oh, wait, it utilizes things we've talked about in the house. We're in the fucking house. And they realize, like, they can't say fucking anything else because they're surrounded.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool because they go, oh, shit. We're still fucked.
Yeah. Oh, dude, can we talk about and they have it in this, they had it in Oculus, just like when there's a culmination of spirits, he always shoots it perfect.
Yeah.
Haunting of Hill House, when you're surrounded by fucked up shit, it's always at the right angle to make you piss yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the little girl in
Ouija, yeah.
Yeah. The conversation with the boyfriend about being strangled to death. Is fucking creepy as shit. Yes. She's like, you know what it's like?
Yeah.
And she starts going into detail. Like, fuck you, little girl. How did he enter that house ever again? After when that little conversation. Girl talks to you about she's like, the nerve endings in your fingertips and you're like, fuck this.
Fucking psycho bitch.
Yeah, we'll go on a date. Get the fuck out of the house and meet me in the car. I'm not going in there anymore.
Yeah, 100%.
Kids are creepy, man.
Dude, and how'd they use the poor boyfriend as a bungee killer?
Oh, which was amazing, by the way. But I mean, come on.
What the fuck was that?
The little girl that described the sensation of being strangled to death's like, hey, check out this shit in the basement. Dude,
come on.
Yeah. Dude, kind of deserve it.
That's why this PG-13 movie, okay, and we can... Because we got to start wrapping it up. We got to talk about these two PG-13 ones before I Awaken, Ouija, Origin of Evil. And one thing I love about both of these, as far as for a PG-13 movie, because I'll know I'm not big on PG-13 horror.
Yeah.
But especially with Ouija, I take Ouija over Before I Wake. Man, the shit that's going on in the background, like that scene in the basement at the end where her head just starts twisting and turning, and like
as he's looking at you, you're like, you fuck, dude.
It's like, dude, it's just so fucking creepy, man. Or like when people are coming in and she's facing TV and it shows her face with her mouth wide open, like, and her eyes rolled back. It's fucking horrifying.
I'll give you the best scene I thought was when the older sister, her sheets came pulled, right? And finally get ripped off. And she goes down to pick them up, and you're like centered in what's going to happen with her pulling the sheets.
Right.
Nothing. She pulls it up, and then the hallway, and then there's the silhouette with the eyes.
And
you're
like,
so paying attention to her picking up those sheets that by the time she gets in, there's nothing happening. You go, okay. And as she's pulling back, again, he doesn't center the camera. It's just background silhouette. That's what he fucking does.
And exactly. And again, this was Origin of Evil before he took on the giant ghost property. So we're seeing all these things throughout his career of him building on his skill and his levels, and he's just becoming a fucking, like I said, maestro at the beginning. I mean, at this point, you can't argue it. Like, if anybody wants to argue it, like, come on, we're gonna have a conversation, buddy.
Right. And if you see it culminate in the Midnight Club, which may as well have just been like creepy silhouette show.
Exactly.
In every episode, there was a creepy silhouette somewhere, and they weren't even really jump scares. It was just all of a sudden you would see one and be like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
Not another one.
Damn it. So 100%. And then Before I Wake, like I said, it's made to be a child PG-13 movie. It's about nightmares. It's about a kid's fears coming to fruition. Understanding the concept, going into it for what it is, I can't be mad at it.
Right.
The monster's terrifying, knowing that it's cancer and his mom and how young mind makes things work in their brain. Like his mom didn't look it was so young that his mom, him not realizing that that's actually his mom, and she looks so different, and like realizing that that's cancer, and then calling it the canker man because he doesn't know how to pronounce cancer, and all this shit in it. Come on, man, like it's thoughtful and wrapped up. Is it the best? No, but
it's heavy though on the CGI, which
the
makeup job on the mom is where it kind of saves itself because you see where he develops that. The good and bad is I hated the movement of the fucking canker man, right?
Oh, you didn't like when he turned his head up? Man, there's one part where he leans back and his head's the wrong way. It's pretty cool.
I just the movements, but the effect of when he takes out fucking Thomas Jane was cool as shit. Because it's like his body turns into wax covering over him and swallowing him. I love that fucking effect.
You know, all right. You know what vibe I got from him when they went to the orphanage and they completely taken over, and that's where all the they're all dead eyed and everything. Fucking Coraline. I got a huge Coraline the ultra world vibe from that. Well, he was involved with it, but he didn't direct it though, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
That's one of those misconceptions. People just assumed
that
he did it. Yeah. No, I thought so too until I actually read about it. I'm like, oh, fuck, he didn't do that? Yeah, he just produced
I think he was
it.
Producer
Which means he had input, because if you're throwing money at it, you're going to...
Just like he didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
He just was a producer. And,
that's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. I did know that.
Yeah. But it has that eerie, creepy vibe. It's like the makeup when they're in the Nightmare World Orphanage was really cool. Again, you're seeing the dead eye, you're seeing the Flanagan tropes, and he's practicing and all. You know, I think it's smart. Use a PG-13 movie where you don't have the gore and all that shit to rely on, and the language and all that stuff. You can really hone other stuff.
You do get aggravated with the mom though, or she wants it so bad. I understand that she's still in the mourning process, where she's like putting up the extra photos of the dead son, be like, hey, don't you want to see the photos? I like this one a lot. Yeah. Maybe I'll see him tonight like that.
Yeah, no, that you're right.
Even because she's like, come on, man, really? Like, he's not a sideshow. Like, can you bring up this version of the dead kid?
Yeah. But all right, we're gonna wrap it up. I just want to do one mention. It was released earlier this week, but for you guys, it'll have been 2 weeks ago when you hear this. He's in talks to direct the next Exorcist film. Hopefully, the news will come out by the time this episode drops, where he's got everything's greenlit and it's a go.
Confirmed. Yeah,
it's confirmed. That's what I want to happen. So you can be like, haha, it happened. Fuckers.
I think he's the perfect choice,
dude.
Like
everything we talked about. He touched the PG-13 version of Possession with Ouija, and how demonic control. We've seen that in so many of his properties. If you give him The Exorcist. Where he can just go fucking bananas with it if he wants to.
What's one of the factors of why I love The Exorcist so much? Again, fucking sound.
Mm-hmm. And we've seen that in Haunted Hill House and everything. He's done. The sound, his choices are perfect. Key for scenes.
Literally, the OG Exorcist, there's scenes where you just see a quick shot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who could do that better, modern director-wise?
Exactly.
That's
Flanagan.
so true.
No, 100%, dude. Yeah. You're completely correct. So please... Let this happen.
Please.
Pretty please. And you know what? Honestly, I'm going to say this with 100% certainty. If he released something that I actually would consider wasn't good, and not by his standards, but I mean in general standards, I wouldn't be mad at him, because look at all the shit that he gave us that's good. If he finally releases something that just isn't really hitting it,
let him have one.
Everyone's,
it's such a
I don't see it happening, but I
know.
With his track record,
he's too thoughtful.
Dude, right?
He's too thoughtful.
And he's got the creative force of his wife too. She's, she was they met her writing on Oculus. I think she was one of the ones that came, but she helped him write Hush. She's been listed as a writer on a couple things.
Nice.
Collaborative efforts. So when you have that sees it can help you with the same visions and stuff. I mean, how are you gonna fail?
The dream team.
How are you gonna fail? So
yeah.
All right, that's it about the Flanaverse. We will be right back.
In a world with too many reboots and remakes,
two men will stop at nothing to make it even worse.
Join Mike the Hobbit and Tondi as they play by their own rules while pitching new takes on some of your favorite and least favorite films and TV shows. What podcast would dare to bring this upon the world?
This is Smack My Pitch Show.
My name is Amy Bogarde.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm F.U. Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're gonna fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
embrace the madness.
In a world of blockbuster movies, there's another dimension.
The dimension of schlock cinema. Join us at Beautiful Disasters on a journey into the fringe territory of B-movie abandon.
We review the flicks that are forgotten or underappreciated to give them a proper place in the annals of celluloid history.
I'm the Groots.
F.U. Hunter.
Your guides at Beautiful Disasters. Come along with us for a fun ride. May the schlock be with you.
All right, so each one of those shows you can use the trailer for, you can find on GUIPodcast.com or everywhere you get your podcasts. But please go to GUIPodcast.com because then you can go to our links tab. And while you're on your links tab, you can click our link to TeePublic. That's where all the merch is for all the shows under the network. There is so much shit.
So much.
So much shit. From episode specific to tangential, just goobly gob. That's just fun. That's just fun.
Get a coffee mug to make people giggle, right?
Yeah, live, laugh, love coffee mug. I got one, get one. It's great. But at a minimum, there's a sale every weekend, literally. Yeah, you should get magnets and stickers. Yeah. Magnets and stickers.
When you're watching Ouija Origin of Evil, you could be wearing your Guiji shirt, which I do. I love that shirt. It's so good. Even though if you've got the titties, there is a face on each one. We
talked about
that. Should encourage more purchases.
More people to buy it.
Exactly. The face on a titty.
Look what I got you, sweetie. The shirt.
You know, when that design originally dropped out and he sent it to me, it's a really small thing, but I do think it made a huge difference because, I mean, obviously he created that awesome shit when he was going through Photoshop and all that, and all his self-taught fucking Photoshop that he did was switch the faces.
Yep.
Because I was like, I'm grinning, so it doesn't make sense to have me on no and you looking like you're screaming. Got something showing up your ass.
On
yes.
Right.
So
no,
let's
you
flip
were
them.
So right.
But no, I love that. I do love that design as well.
Shirt.
I think it's a great design. But yeah,
soon we'll have an FCU shirt, so you can check that out.
Gotta work on that. Yeah,
If I told Mike to do it, he would stop everything.
He would
do it,
that
so
is
I probably
true.
shouldn't right now.
No, not right now.
Too much.
Not right now. Don't do that. You've got a little less than a month.
No distractions.
But if you buy some stuff, tag the network, GUI Network, Geeks on the Influence, tag Madness, tag whatever show you got merch for, or we'll repost it. We love to see people rocking our shit. We greatly appreciate it. All right, now it is time for
Stump the Host.
Oh man, Hunter.
Why are we even doing this segment anymore?
I don't know.
It's stupid.
I'm up by 6.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we're worried about it.
I don't even barely have anything because unfortunately half of my questions
I guess we shouldn't do it then. All right, I'm fine with that. I'll take that.
We do have the horror trivia game you can pull from if need be.
We do, yeah.
I know. I barely have anything now.
So if you have, do you have at least
that would
6?
actually work in my favor because
no, not anymore.
Because
I only have 3.
You have 3? Okay, well.
And you're gonna know the answer to all of them.
Well, he's gonna get asked some of them.
Well, I feel like you're both gonna know the answer to my 3 questions now.
It happens sometimes.
If Flanagan specific, works better in my favor if we do different
You will
ones.
go through yours, and then whatever's left, just you can pick something from there.
Okay. All right.
I have that in here strictly for this. I've never gone through the deck. People can trust me. I take trivia seriously.
Yeah,
we both do. That's why we did this.
Oh,
I haven't looked through any of that stuff. So, but yeah. So I'm winning. My dick's in Hunter's mouth. Up by 6.
God damn it! I would say keep talking shit, but it's not fucking matter, man.
It might this time. You never know. So you can decide who goes first.
Ooh, okay. Hunter, you can go first.
All right. God damn it! I think I'm going first, and it hasn't worked in my favor. But let's see if this is a changing of things. Yes.
What is Mike Flanagan's dream project to make?
Dark Tower.
Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of a trick question because he is supposed to be doing it.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. Okay.
There you go.
Steven, true or false? Flanagan directed every episode of Haunting of Hill House.
Haunting of Hill House? True.
It is true.
Yeah. God damn it.
It's tricky because he did not direct every episode of Blind Manor.
No, but he also did Midnight Club. He didn't direct every episode of Midnight Club.
Or Midnight Mass.
That's the only one he did all of it.
Yeah.
And I think he's like, you know what? Fuck this. Have some shit, guys.
Yep.
Have some help.
I know, right?
That's what I was getting confused. I was like, what?
I know. That's why it was tricky.
Yeah, it was a good question.
I tried to get tricky. Okay. Hunter. Flanagan credits what personal milestone to the success of Midnight Mass?
Ooh.
Do you know it?
God, I don't think so.
Mike got it. This was like the only one he got.
Personal milestone.
Mm-hmm. He talks about it a lot.
Gee,
Talks about it a lot.
Mm-hmm. So I'll give a little bit more context since nobody knows the answer yet. So he wanted to do Hill House, or excuse me, he wanted to do Midnight Mass. And Netflix said, let's wait and see how the 2 hauntings go first. And he was pissed, but then it ended up being a really great thing because he ended up totally overhauling Midnight Mass into what it is now, which he says it would not have been nearly as successful if he would have been able to do it when he originally wanted to because of this.
Oh, I know.
I feel like I should know, but I don't. So, all right.
I think I know. So I can steal it if he
okay.
COVID?
No.
Because he got to do the island thing and everything around COVID. That's what I thought.
Production?
No.
Okay.
No, do I tell you now?
Yeah,
you want to keep
already answered.
Oh, okay. He got sober.
Oh, that's awesome. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, he got sober in 2018.
I didn't know he had a...
Yeah.
Assuming alcohol?
Yeah.
I hear sober, but it could be drugs.
Yeah.
Riley in Midnight Mass, the one who, has is based on him because that was always his biggest fear is that he would hurt somebody in an accident. So he got sober in 2018 and that's when he wrote the entire sobriety angle into Midnight Mass.
That's awesome.
And was like, this show would not have had like the impact if it wasn't for like the guilt, since that ties so into like the Catholic theme.
Yeah.
So yeah, sobriety is what made it what it is.
Wow.
Dude, that's a fucking okay.
Yeah, he's been sober since 2018.
No shit.
Good for you, King.
All right.
That's the end of my questions.
So that's 2, 1 and 1.
1 and 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, 3 more questions.
Where do you have like your discard ones that you've already used?
Just shuffle it and go through.
Yeah. Once we've already used them, just set it off to the side, and I'll figure that out.
Okay.
So we don't get asked all the same stuff.
Right. Okay. Let's see here. So now it's Steven?
Steven, yep.
Okay.
Me.
Oh, put the card down.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to look away.
Go ahead and grab another card because
These are really easy.
But I also saw the answer to that one.
Yeah, but you can also scroll through them to figure out which
just
one.
make sure you kind of put it low because
you might have to hunt through a few of them. I don't know. They're all pretty easy. I'm trying to I know
these are really easy.
There's got to be some hard ones in there somewhere.
I don't know. Again, we've blanked on easy ones.
That is true.
Okay.
I forgot Norman Bates once.
Okay. Which film in the Alien series is set in Antarctica?
Alien vs. Predator?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw the movie on my fucking birthday and I was stoked for it and I was so pissed. It was the worst birthday present ever. Dude. I'm not even joking. I was so angry, dude.
All right. 2-1.
Okay. Who was born at 6 a.m. on the 6th day of the 6th month?
I mean, Damien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I was like,
can it be that easy?
So he's a director?
Can
it be that easy? All right, 2 and 2.
I'm going to give you a bonus point if you know what his last name is, because I didn't.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, you look like you're being possessed. That was so upsetting.
I can't think of it.
Do you know it, Steven?
No.
Well, nobody gets the bonus point then.
Oh, damn it.
It's Thorn.
Ah!
It is. It is.
All right.
So are you guys tied again?
We're 2 and 2.
Oh, my God.
This is the end. This is the end because he went first. So that was his third.
These are easy.
Yeah. This could be it, honey. You so close.
I know.
So close.
Fuck it up.
Hey, you keep digging if you want to really find a hard one. Like I said, I've never looked in that kit. I just saw it. It was a second of Charles for like $5. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes people forget
I think
questions.
I got it too, and we both like, all right.
Yours is actually different.
I was so proud of my questions.
I can bring over. I've got volume 2.
You got volume 2?
Yeah.
I got another one downstairs too.
I actually need to tell the readers at home. I was so proud of my first question because I was going to make them do Price is Right style about what the budget for Absentia, his first movie, was. And then we're outside and Steven just casually drops that it was a $70,000 budget. Like, who fucking knows that? That's not looking for trivia.
Yeah.
No, I like details.
You know how many times
I know.
we'll talk about it, and then
Yeah.
we see the guest. Well, God damn it.
Like I know that Terrifier 3 had a $2 million budget.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? But like, it's just because it got released as news.
If you'd thrown in who was played the dad in Oculus, I would have had a jump on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what happens. Is every once in a while we'll just blurt out facts on the stuff we're covering. And see the guys go, well, I'm taking that fucking question off now.
Speaking of which, I ran my questions through Mike because he knows a lot just to make sure they weren't too easy. And when I asked him what he thought the budget for Absentia was, he said $2 million.
After he watched it?
Did you watch it? Yes.
Yeah. Mike, I'm calling you out. What the fuck, dude? $2 million for that?
I know.
Jesus. All right.
Okay. Who am I asking now? You?
Steven.
This is it.
What's the name of the biological weapon used to kill people through their water supply in the movie The Crazies?
Oh, fuck me. Oh.
I literally just picked questions that I didn't know the answer to.
Oh, my God. And it's the same in both. Oh, fuck.
Do you know
steal
it?
If you know it, Hunter.
Chemical X.
No.
Don't tell us because we might have to reuse.
Yeah.
We can use these cards.
But it means it goes to me, and if I get this.
Ooh.
Or if you stole it, if you knew that one, you could have won too.
I know.
All right, so now it's Hunter. Let's see.
Some of these are crazy.
This could be my comeback.
It could be.
Or farther down my downfall.
Don't call it a comeback.
I didn't know this, and Steven, you're going to be pissed because I know you know the answer to this. I'm sure you do, but I didn't know it, so I'm going to say it. What was the name of the cat in Pet Cemetery?
Church.
Yes.
Yeah, goddamn.
Oh, what a great way to fucking win.
Nice. Oh, yeah, got one. He got one.
Because if he got that, my head would have exploded like it almost did a few episodes ago with the alien question.
Yeah, so the final question that I went off of was, what was the name of the ship in Alien? So he lost on an alien question.
Ooh, I know that. Yeah.
So he was just sitting over there like...
So we don't go to 7, we go down to 5. The comeback has started.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's what needs to happen. We need to have some back and flow, you know. And that's also comes down. That's why I love this, because it all depends on who's on a game, who knows the thing, and Hunter knows a lot because of working in the movie industry, in the theater.
I stumped the hell out of you guys last time.
Dude, I'm saying like that's all encompassing. You watch a lot of shit, but you also work in the theater industry, which you get exposed to stuff and access to watch a lot of stuff.
True. Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah.
So
next time I'll bring my A game. I feel like last time I brought my A game, this was like my
Maybe we should tell the guests to have 10 questions. So whatever we talk about pre-recording,
right?
We're not seeing that face of disappointment. Wait, well, you just fucking said my question, asshole.
Yeah.
2 of them in one sentence. I was livid.
So I thought you were going to bring up the question about the Courtney Bell.
Oh no, that's why I just brought it up.
No, I got you. I was like, that's a really good trivia question.
It is.
Yeah. Yep.
But I didn't.
You didn't.
Gotta keep you on your
Or how many
toes.
cameos he has?
Oh, true. I don't know the answer to that.
7.
Oh, okay. Well,
I did see those when I rewatched them. When I rewatched the stuff. Well, and the only one I didn't rewatch was he does have a cameo in Haunting a Hill House, but it's like a cab driver. You don't actually see his face, but he's in Before I Wake. He is the doctor that passes the baby over. And he's in Usher. He's got 7. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. See, but like again, because I like that shit, because I love Hitchcock for that shit. I love King for that shit. You look for know that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, so you're right. Like, why would you know that if you're not
right.
looking it up for trivia? It's because that's why I like trivia, because I know stupid facts like that.
Right. I get
it. It's the opposite of like not having to hunt for that. So my brain wants to know it, But all right, Amy, thank you for being on. I think this was fucking fun as shit.
Yeah.
It was a blast. And
FCU forever. I love Flanagan.
And this is actually, I feel like we didn't get to cover every aspect of each individual film that we probably wanted to, but we actually covered everything.
We did pretty good.
Yeah. Holy shit.
We did it.
But we were also,
tangents.
This is a good place to stop in his career too, because it's not like Carpenter where we've got like a 40-year career of shit. Now down the road we can do a Flanaverse part 2. Right? Because we've got like
to be continued.
Yeah. Because, Dark Tower's coming out.
So 10 years from now?
Dibs.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe his dick's been swinging like, dude, hard. Like, he's getting all kinds of
3 fucking movies in 1 year.
Dude, what the fuck?
We say 10 years, might have another fucking 10 plus.
That's what I mean. Like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, dibs. We got to cut the episode before I start peeing on the table again.
Oh, okay. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Until we talk to you again, embrace the madness.
Join us at GUIPodcast.com.